All right, my thoughts on the video. Yeah, let me get a drink here. I took some notes. Well, let's see. Here's what my initial. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just tell you what I think right off the bat. I watched both versions. I watched that full version, um, and I kind of skipped ahead because I know that video really well. Um, it was neat seeing the additional footage I'd never seen before, and hearing some of the audio between songs. Of course, there was no additional music or yeah, video footage as like in long form that wasn't in the original VHS. It was neat to hear the songs and see the video without the promo segues. As far as enhancements go, you have this challenge of restoring footage from really old archive, I guess. I don't know where you're getting your stuff from. I'm gonna guess it's source material, some kind, because I see the Stage Fright Limited. Uh, what do you call that thing? It starts at the very beginning. But anyway, I saw that. So I guess I'm having trouble collecting my thoughts on this thing. I'm trying to put my head around how this was made. I mean, you got camera guys all over the place, right? You got the crew up there. They're recording. In those days, they would have been recording to tape. And when they were finished for the evening, they would have gotten all of their tape together. And I guess they hand those tapes over to whoever they got to give them to. And someone's going to take all of that material and start editing it down old school way so that they could get the best pieces they want, edit it in a way that they could put the promo segues in there. They can cut out all kinds of things. But those original tapes, unless you can actually go back to those original tapes, which I'm going to guess is probably not likely. Who knows what they did with them after they were finished. I mean, they ended up with a final product, and what you and I are seeing is that final product. So you're trying to enhance the final product. Even if it's not the version that we saw these last 30, 40 years. You're still working with a finished product in a way and not working with the original tapes, because those original tapes, maybe they were destroyed or reused and recorded over, who knows what. But my problem is with that video, it's always been one of those things that it's very muddy looking, it's very red, orange, whatever. I mean, if you're asking about that video, I'll just say orange fog, because that whole video, that's the way it seems to me. But if I'm being fair, when you're watching it, what's happening is you got one camera guy, and he's getting a lot of footage. When you're looking straight on with Howard, and it's kind of close up, it's very clear. Lots of blues and greens and purples. But if it's a far away shot, like from the back, which is maybe a different camera person, those shots are bad. They're very bad. The original release of that looks okay. The one you've cleaned up, it's got a lot of artifacts. I don't know if it's artifacts. It's just there's a lot of stuff going on in there. There's this interlacing going on pretty much through most of the video, except for on the tight shots. When it's on the tight shots, I don't see it. I didn't see it so much in Hunt the Self. I didn't see it in New Song. So the very first song, the very last ones, I didn't see them. And those look pretty good, the close-up shots. But all those other tracks in the middle, there's this interlacing going on. You can see it. You know, I'm talking about those lines. You see those. Um, and then there's a whole bunch of this little black splotchy stuff going on. It's really evident in hide and seek. A little bit towards the very end of Pearl and Shell, you see some of it. There's also this weird camera flipping camera views at the end of Pearl and Shell that I don't remember from the original release. I have to go back and look at it. Anyway, you got a lot of challenges there on how you want to do that if you're going to try to enhance that footage. But for some reason, looking at this older footage looks like it has some issues in it. And there's even some places where it looks like it cuts out for like just a second and cuts back in. Then there's also a few places where the audio and the video are not in sync with each other. And I think that was, where did I see that? It might have been towards the end. Oh, I think it was an equality. I think that was where I noticed it, where the video and the audio were out of sync, or out of sync with each other. But yeah, I know it's a long video, but I'm just trying to give you some feedback. I'm trying to be, constructive. But going back to my notes, let me see if I missed anything here. Initial thoughts: better quality than I've seen previously. Yeah, it did look better. It was cleaned up and it looked good. But there's that AI thing that I don't know. I've never used AI software for uploading or upscaling anything, so I don't know how much control you have over that. But there's this smoothing thing that happens with AI that you can definitely see that when you watch it, like it's obviously it's AI upscaled. I don't know how much control you have over that, but that smoothing sometimes becomes a little bit too smooth, and it loses its I don't know. But there's kind of a ratio that needs to happen there. I don't even know if it's possible. Let's see here. You can't do much about the color. That's what I was going to say earlier. I forgot. Was one camera person straight on shots were very blue and green and purple and stuff from the front. But anytime there's that other camera angle where it's kind of looking like from the side view of Howard and seeing the audience, it is just blown out orange everywhere. And that's just what I've always seen. But you can see there's a lot of dry ice in the air that there was at that concert. You have no control over that. So it's going to have all that lights bouncing off all that fog anyway. So you have that issue. I don't know. You can't do anything about that I can see. But there's this change up of like all this red and orange, and then goes back to like blue, green, and purple, whatever. But I think it's because they're switching angles. You're seeing different lights, but then they're changing the lights up for the mood of the song or from track to track. There's a lot of stuff you'd have to mess with, and I can't see any way of fixing it unless you either had access to the original tapes, and then you were able to go in and say, I'm going to just slightly color adjust this one a little bit and color adjust this one a little bit. That way, when you have your video transitions, you're bringing everything a little bit closer. Maybe you're not going to get them all, I mean, because it's a different color, but you can get it to where that transition isn't so harsh when it flips from camera to camera. And without those tapes, the only way you can do it is to actually go into the finished video, cut those pieces, and apply those color filter adjustments to each individual element as it goes through. And man, you're talking about a lot of work has to do that. I'm not willing to do it. I don't know why anybody would. And in the end, I really don't know if it's going to make that big of a difference. But I'm just trying to think, if you're like, dude, I've got to get this done, that's what you would have to do. You'd have to go through and do that. Another issue I had was in this, I don't know if this is AI doing it, but it was definitely in that video, the first one. the whites were really blown out, and a lot of the colors would be desaturated. Now I'm over here complaining about it being too red and orange. That was the original, being very red and orange. But just go back and watch Hunt the Self and see if you notice how bright everything looks on the stage, especially some of the close-ups. Uh, it's just really, really white, or the oranges are almost a peach color. I mean, it looks a little bit too desaturated to me. Maybe it can be darkened up just a little bit. Maybe that would make a difference. Um, it's tricky. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but best of luck to you. Let's see here. Yeah, looks like I've touched on most one that's here. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm looking at my notes here. I think I've touched on everything that I made notes of while I was doing that. So anyway, hey, I'm gonna put this video up on YouTube, and where you're watching it right now. So not a critic of the work you're doing. I'm just trying to throw some of my thoughts out there and see what you think. I don't know. What a hard job you have to do. I mainly want to hear those other songs I'd never heard. If you ever find that stuff, that'd be cool. Because I know that there's, looking at his set list, there were many other tracks that he played that night. And who knows, the guys could have been pulling, switching to put other tape in there, and they just didn't make any video of those songs. But there might be audio somewhere. Anyway, it would be neat to hear them. But that's about all I got to say about that. Cool project, man. I'm glad you found that. I don't know how much you found, but I will say this too. Man, just between one fan and another, what is it like? What is it like to be able to have access to a lot of this stuff? I can't even imagine what that must be like. I'd be giddy, as I told you, just to be able to go through that stuff. I mean, I definitely can keep my mouth shut about it. That's not a problem. You do the same type of work that I do for a living, so we both know about keeping our mouth shut. But still, man, just to be able to go back and go, wow, I get to go through and listen to some of this stuff and find some gems that no one's heard before that's never been released. I'm an archivist, so I'm a sucker for dates, locations, all of the cataloging and all that stuff. I've always been that way. I do that for my work quite a bit. I get a lot of people give me a lot of stuff to do, and that's let's say a bunch of files that are random text and numbers, and you have no idea what it is. And then you got to go in and sort things by date, try to figure out, if it's aircraft, you got to figure out, what you're looking at, tail numbers and aircraft, and trying to sort this stuff out, figure out where was these pictures taken, when were they taken, a lot of sorting. I'm used to doing that kind of stuff. I actually like doing that kind of thing. But man, what a fun thing it would be to have access to a lot of Howard stuff. I don't even know if that's the case with you, but I'm just assuming that might be the case. If Cherry Red or Howard got access to all the stuff from Warner, even if there was a lot of stuff that wasn't labeled or mislabeled, instead of just going through it, that process of going through all that stuff would be a lot of fun. I love doing that. And one of the things I've always wanted to have out there, and I know Howard's not the type of person that likes to look back, and that's fine. But it is neat to have some kind of a record of his work. And there's some websites out there for, I can't think of it now, but there's websites out there that have archives of concert dates where you can upload, dates, photos if you have them, set lists, all that sort of thing. I've always thought it would be neat to have a Howard Wiki page, in at least in there in a section where his shows are. You can go in and put in all these dates for these shows and stuff, and the same way. And you could have a handful of people who can make suggestions if they see an error somewhere or if they have some more insights into it. Um, that way, it's actually out there and people can actually go look at it. And I've always struggled to be able to find um, that kind of stuff. I mean, Howard's a big name. I mean, he may not have been as huge as a lot of people were in the 80s and early 90s, but he was still a huge name. I mean, the guy played Live Aid, for crying out loud. It always stuns me that there's not more access to his archive. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like a big secret. Oh, we can't put it out there. People will see it. I don't know. Maybe it's a marketing thing that, hey, maybe we'll make it all available one day and it'll be worth something. I don't know what the deal is, but I just wish it was available. I did hear somewhere, I don't remember where I heard this or read this somewhere, that Jan used to keep a pretty good log of all of his shows and concert promotion posters and stuff like that from way back. I don't remember where I heard that or read it, but yeah, just having a list of all the venues that he played back in the day, especially the early days. Modern times, it's not hard to go back and look up stuff because we have the internet. But man, go back pre-19. Let's just say go back pre-2000. To go back and put all that stuff, and really when you go back like pre-1984 and start trying to find out places he played, the Nag's Head, places like that. What's that other one called? The Arms. I forget what it's called. Something Arms. But I had started to make a list of all those old dates based on the Risk magazines and things like that. Backs of old concert T-shirts and things, of putting concert dates, places when he traveled and he was doing promo for TV, interviews, all that sort of stuff, anniversaries for releases of singles, albums, when people came and went. Oh, that's another thing too. There's no information out there on when people, all these other people that worked with Howard over the years, like Martin. Let's just say Martin. Martin was a big deal. He played with Howard in the beginning days for a long time and contributed quite a bit. But it's like a ghost town when it comes to talking about anything Martin Jones. And the same goes with Trevor. I know he played with the Peddlers. He had a little thing with that he did with Rupert Hine. What's that video? The Lone Ranger? I know you've seen that. If you haven't, okay, you need to go watch it. But I know he played with Quantum Jump, and he did some other things. But where are these people? And I mean, who knows? I know it's been many years, We don't know that all of them are around anymore. I know we lost one of the Aphrodisiac, but they all have a story in the Howard Jones universe. And I just wish that information was out there for people to see. It's fun to go back and visit, but I'm getting way off on a tangent here. But hey, I hope this video, me just talking about this project you're working on, is useful. Again, it's not to be a critic at all. It's just my first thoughts watching it. So use that if you can. It's a hard job. I don't know how you're going to do it, but it's pretty cool that y'all have found some stuff there. So I hope it all works out. And yeah, be sure to reach out to me again if you need any more. I don't know. You just want to run some tests by or something like that. I'm always available, and I'll keep very quiet about it. And yes, one of these days I'm going to actually open up my my Pro 1 and actually test it out. I'm waiting for my rack ears so I can rack mount it into my desk, and then I'll start messing around with it. So I think I saw you made a note that Howard was working some, or not working. I think he had to work some wonders on the audio for this project. So that's pretty cool. If that is the fact, then I'm not going to mess around with doing the audio enhancements anymore on this stuff. It was fun doing it, but that's a lot of work, and I've got my own music to work on, and yeah. So yeah, good luck on that video portion. I actually have the same issue. I did a show back in like 2007, I think it was, and the audio was not very good, and my voice was cracking quite a bit. And I've recently gone back and used AI to do the stem separation, and I've actually gone back and recreated all of the audio except for the singing, which I'm going to do. That's cheating, but I don't care. But I can't fix the video. The video is like that really small, what is it, 240 by 360 or something. It's horrible. And I don't have the original tapes either. I had higher compressed or uncompressed version, but I had a hard drive failure many years ago, and I was able to recover some stuff, but those large files were gone. So I could attempt to do that AI upscaling thing, but I don't know if I even care. I may make it available as audio only. Anyway, hey man, let me know if you decide to use the artwork, or I know they'll have better artwork than me, but yeah, that's not my design as far as the layout goes. I just thought, well, this is what that layout would probably look like based on the layout that they used for the VHS back in the '84 or whenever it was released. Yeah, but that'd be cool. That'd be cool if this project actually is green lit and goes out and all that stuff. It'll be cool to see it. I don't care. I just want to hear the audio. So anyway, all the best. I'm gonna hop off here and I'll chat at you later. Bye.